we would say that the basic way to get around this is that we affirm as Muslims that the Quran generally confirms the previous scriptures. We wouldn't say that it's an absolute confirmation of every specific doctrine that you guys would hold to. And the main reason we would say this is because the author of the Quran seems to be familiar with the Jewish Christian scriptures, and while doing so, he edits parts that he doesn't find to be in line with his Christology, in line with his prophetology, so on and so forth. This is backed by scholarship by Gabriel Said Reynolds. In his book, The Bible and the Quran, he specifically mentions that the author of the Quran is familiar with the biblical prophets, is familiar with the stories, and changes the prophetology according to what he believes is true. So because the author of the Quran consciously edits this material, we would say that it's not an absolute confirmation, and that would be like the basic response.
There's nowhere in the Quran that says that. There's nowhere in the Quran that it gives any such idea or implication of a partial confirmation. Over and over again, you see the Quran saying that it confirms the Torah and the Gospel. It confirms the Torah and the Gospel. It confirms what is with you, chapter 2, verse 41. It commands the Jews and the Christians to believe in the Quran because it confirms what they have with them. And so it wouldn't make sense that the Quran is saying, oh, well, actually, it's only confirming some of what you have, so believe in the Quran because it's in line with part of what you have. That just wouldn't follow. It just, I think, makes the problem worse. Saying that there's conscious edits would be saying that Muhammad is actually purposely creating the Islamic dilemma. It points to the previous scriptures as like the standard of truth on how you can know that the Quran is getting some of these stories correct. Chapter 10, verse 94, it says, if you're in doubt, then go and ask those who've been reading the scripture before you. Truly, the truth is coming to you from your Lord, so be not of those who doubt. Chapter 2, verse 85, talking about the Jews who are going against the Torah, going against what they don't like, choosing what they like. It says, do you believe in part of the scripture and reject the rest? What is the recompense of those who do so among you except disgrace in this life? And then hereafter, you get a severe torment. So you're going to go to hell if you believe in part of the scripture, the Quran says. So this idea of partial confirmation, I don't see it in the Quran.